twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Caught in Two Minds podcast.
Meanwhile, Shelly weaves his way through.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the podcast, Caught in Two Minds. It's your boy E. Marshall, kicking it with Fitz, aka at Gunner Rush.
Hey.
Doing big things, you know? What's really going on? What's been up, big dog?
Oh, man. Life's good. Everything's just rolling along and stuff, except for this new. Yeah, look, I'm just going to get into it. Let me get this off my chest so we can talk about the good things that happened yesterday.
Go ahead and jump it off.
NBC, Peacock. The whole setup is a joke. Every time a new station takes over, what's this, 4 years now for them, probably something like that.
Yeah, something crazy.
We might be panicky soccer fans, but the fact that we all just said, watch, it'll take a little while before they show no interest in it at all. They just hold the contract to show Premier League, but they put no effort into it. So, you've taken us off of NBC Sports, moved us to USA, supposedly, but it's a rare game that ends up on USA, except on a Sunday when all of a sudden two games,
right.
Knows about that. But I signed in that no man's zone. The early game was done. Our game hadn't started. What's 20 minutes, but it's streaming. So you got to turn off your regular television to go to the streaming network to get it all set up.
Right.
They don't even have a Premier League mornings. No, it's like 20 minutes before the game. You can't catch a little wrap up what's going around the league after the early game, and you can't even catch one before the game. We'll get to your programming here shortly. It's a joke. They don't care about soccer. They're slowly pushing us away from any kind of decent package. They're making us all go to a certain place to watch it, and then they give you a shit product.
Right.
I'm tired. NBC, soccer in America, or at least Premier League. You can catch more Bundesliga games nowadays and more Italian games even.
Well, ESPN has their shit together. They don't even pretend.
Right.
Like they're going to put that shit on regular ESPN or, you know what I mean? They don't even pretend. They're like, all this shit is going on ESPN Plus. All of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But their normal programming that goes along with it, all that shit goes on there. They got their studio, they got ESPN FC, and they just basically run that shit from ESPN Plus, which is the app. NBC Sports, here's the sad part. They got all the money in the world. NBC has been around ever since TV has been around. You know what I mean? And they know there's a huge demand for it in this country. People will lose their mind if they can't watch the games, and they just, they, like you said, they don't put anything into it, and they just keep counting that money. Like they know they got us by the balls.
Yeah,
and it's ridiculous. The where's Rebecca Lowe and Robbie Earl and
Rebecca Lowe barely shows up anymore. You don't know where she is. Not saying I just love her announcing her. But I mean, where is the respect? You don't even have a regular crew. Who knows who's gonna be up there?
Right.
This is the other one that just cracked me up too. While I was in that no man's zone and there was nothing on the screen, they just pop up. And when you're done with this, watch these. Here's the list. This is how your algorithm works. People that watch Premier League soccer are suggested to go and watch Chicken Run, Wolf Like Me, or the Bad Boys remake.
Yeah.
We're soccer fans. We're sports fans. You have NBC actually has a dynamite documentary on Joe Montana right now. You didn't even suggest that to a sports fan. Like,
Right.
I mean, your algorithm, you don't even care. You don't care. And another thing, nobody's watching your Olympics. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching your Olympics. So just give people what they pay for.
They spend a lot of money for that, so they're gonna do everything. They're gonna do everything they can to get you to watch those Olympics.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these are
Anyway, I'm done. I'm cool with it.
these are the same fools that want to talk about human rights in China, but you gave those fools billions of dollars to broadcast their Olympics. It's
Yeah.
just a big it's a shit fest.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
Yeah.
It's a shit fest. But like I said, they got us all by the balls. Like, what else are we gonna do?
I'll say that dangerous name once again. All Arsenal fans, you guys picked up on the Uyghur stories? The Uyghurs, you guys see that all that stuff Ozil used to, he got villainized by the club for speaking out. Like, everybody's like on it now. Everybody's on it.
And this is my favorite part. Nobody, I mean nobody, really gives a shit.
Nope.
All right, I'm an animal. What do you want from me? Nah, yeah, it's an atrocity. But do I really know what's going on?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of all that. Arsenal hosted Brentford, and they come away with the victory, 2-1. Goals from two of the world football's great young stars who week in and week out produce on a high level, and they were single-handedly carrying this team offensively. Smith Rowe and Saka, tremendous. It was a good match. The first half was kind of ridiculous, but we really kicked it in the second half. Before we get into it, let's talk about all the Henry drama. A lot of these sensitive ass, soft Arsenal fans were getting on Henry because he basically was saying, you guys got to get top four. We got to get top four. It's a must. And people actually, this is the part that kills me with Arsenal Twitter. People actually think by him saying that, it's going to affect the way the team plays. Like, they're going to crumble. It's too much pressure. He's such a jerk. He shouldn't be doing that. And that's like the weakest. It's just ridiculous. It's, and they're just going off on a club legend for him saying that, we have to get top four now. We have to, it's one of the reasons why I'll go on Arsenal Twitter, read a few things, and it's back and forth crybaby shit all the time, dude. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So I just thought that was funny. So it looks like they listened to him and responded. Oh, can I say that? It's like, no. They just.
Well, the other thing that cracks me up too, like on the flip side, is that not only do they think like the team's going to perform, they think Arteta is shaking in his boots now because God on high, Thierry Henry, has spoken, and he has not given full support behind Arteta, which means he's shaking in his boots now because the firm is very concerned about Arteta's Stop it all. You guys are ridiculous with this, man. It's
the back and forth shit is killing me. The people that love, what do they call them? Arteta sexuals. Like he could do no wrong.
I know.
Those people are crazy, and the people that are like, get them out of here no matter what, are crazy too. At the end of the season, we'll have all the information we need on Arteta.
I'll tell you what.
We're in a good spot. We have a chance to get top four. He's cleared the decks. He's cleared the wage bills. At the end of this season, everybody can make their decision about moving forward, what this club needs. To me.
Mm-hmm.
Right now is not the time.
As a bit of a sports historian, there's many examples in sports of players that, and oftentimes for us Americans, it's always like it takes us back because a lot of times other countries and people from other places don't speak the same way we do, as far as disguising your words and hiding messages within your words. So you could say the headline for the newspaper thing, but you really mean this, so like Manny Ramirez told the Boston media one day, if we don't win this, it's not changing my life.
Right.
I'm going to go home to my family and spend the offseason getting ready for the next year, and we'll just give it another go. How dare he say they're not going to win?
Right, or he's not trying, or he doesn't care. Right.
A few years back, Klinsmann told the U.S. there's no way the U.S. men's national team is making it to a semifinal in this World Cup or whatever it was,
right.
Which was very reasonable and realistic.
Right.
How dare the coach come out and say, okay, dude.
Right.
If Henry is just saying, hey, man, if people would look at the position we're in right now with games in hand, he's just looking at the table and going, well, it looks like they're in a good position to go ahead and like wrap this up. Like,
it's pressure's good, especially for young players. It's good. Yeah. It's good to be on edge every week and have to win games. That's the type of mentality we need.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Liverpool. Or this version of Liverpool is Liverpool, or Man City's Man City, and it didn't get there right when Pep got there or when Klopp got there. It's something that built up to the point where, okay, this is the standard. Week in, week out, we got to win these games, and that's the mentality you have to have if you're trying to get trophies or if you're trying to be that team.
Mm-hmm.
And if a club legend, pundit, no less, he's a pundit. He gets paid to, kind of talk shit and, say crazy things. Comes out and puts a little pressure on the team. It's no big deal. My main thing is it shouldn't be a back and forth Twitter thing with people amongst the club saying he's a dick or he's not a dick or, you just read these shit. You're just like, whoa. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
Sensitive. We're a sensitive lot, as they say.
Everything is so sensitive. It's just
crazy.
Really edgy. And if I hear one more person say, show me a Ramsdale stat and say, nobody believed in this guy. And dude,
how could
we're
we?
8 months in now? Can we go ahead and move on with the narrative? It's over, dude. He's our guy and he's doing great. Let's just be happy and move on. What's all the I told you guys?
Right. How could we, dude? Listen, though. We're Arsenal fans. That's the only team we watch play. You know what I mean? He was in the championship. I didn't, you know what I mean? How could we really know? We played him a couple times when he was up there and his team got relegated. But how could you really know? How could you really be confident that this was the guy? You can't until he starts playing for the team. You're like, oh, okay. Good signing by them.
It's my favorite. Like when they rumor that there's some dude in the second league in Portugal that they're looking at, and like 19 guys hit online immediately.
Right.
This guy's got talent, man. He's a back to the goal kind of a guy. Right. He can hold play up. Dude, you've never watched this guy.
And
15 minutes of YouTube, you probably caught a little something, I guess so. But you don't know this guy.
And when you look at a team like Chelsea and you look at all the people they buy all over the world in these top leagues and they come to the Premiership and they don't do anything. So you have to wait. That's the beauty of the Premier League. Yeah. When you buy somebody, it's like, whew, I hope this guy's good, Pepe, Lukaku, he was the Serie A player of the year. He was one of the best players in the world last year.
Couldn't be stopped.
This year, he's he doesn't like it here. It rains too much, even though he's played over here. He's been at Chelsea. So you never know is my point. And, although, hey, I told you so, guys, get out of here. Anyway, enough of that. We've been raging. So let's just go down the line. The ref. Let's talk about the ref right quick. I was going to end with that, but
clearly he's lazy. He's lazy. He's out of shape.
He's unfit.
He's unfit.
He looks like a bum, dude. His uniform don't fit right.
He
His
can
hair.
at least tighten his hair up or something. Just act like he care, you know.
This somebody, you know, they say that he's a shambles. That one cracks me up too. He's an absolute fucking shambles. I read that online. That shit had me dying. But hey, let me just put this out there for John Moss, the ref. This has to be his last year, right? This has to be. Like, he looked like it. He wasn't. Now, I didn't trip off him. People were going crazy about him. Hey, he didn't call shit.
No, he didn't.
He didn't call anything.
Like you said, yeah.
He was consistent. So, I mean, I really didn't have any beef with him because he didn't call shit.
Yes. I mean, yeah. He reminded me of Little League umps. Nah, that was a strike, okay? It's a strike. Let's get out of here.
He was
Game is over.
He was trying to get to the pub and get him a damn meat pie or whatever. He was trying to get the hell out of here.
Hey, the other thing I was watching him too, I was tripping off of is because I know this because I'm 50, you know, and I'm getting older, and I can notice like every time I watch him when he stopped running, like you can't just like as you get older, you can't just stop running.
Right.
Like
keep going a little
like
bit.
you get like 2-3 extra steps, you know, just in case you don't want to throw your back out or that's my hip right there. So you know, and I'm like you said, it's time to hang him up, John.
This has to be his last year. But as far as him, I mean, yeah, he may have missed a few things, but they were all borderline questionable. I wasn't outraged like I was, you know, on Twitter. When I read a lot of stuff on Twitter, I wasn't outraged at all. It's like he didn't call shit. And the fool looks like he's on his last leg as far as, you know, being a referee in the Premier League. Or they should be considering it. They need to get younger. They need to get more technical. They need to get more as far as technology. They need to get that more involved, and they need to get younger. And I think that'll help the referee situation going forward in the Premier League. A lot of these, but you know, a lot of the young refs are garbage too. That one dude gets some fuck anyway. Enough of that. The refs are garbage in the Premier League. Bottom line.
Yeah, I'd imagine if you polled fans of other leagues, they'd probably say the same thing about their refs too. So I'm not going to defend them and say, "Oh, your job's so hard." I mean, you know, there is such thing as trying to get it right, and you know, it seems often that you know, with the help of VAR, they still don't get it right sometimes. You know,
right? No, yeah, it's ridiculous. I think maybe ex-players need to get involved a little bit more. You know, fools that really understand what's going on out there, and I don't know. Who knows? But
yeah, I did a quick halftime thing on our Facebook page where I just basically just, you know, quick recap of the first half. And all I could really point out was like 23 corners, 3 possible handballs, and a few penalties in the box that maybe were, maybe weren't. You know, it was a whole lot of action for nothing that really amounted to anything. But
right. Exactly. So yeah, that's what I want. The first half, so many crosses, dude.
Just many crosses. Throwing them in there to who?
You know, so many crosses. So many. I mean, what's the strategy? What's the strategy?
Yeah.
What's the strategy? So many crosses. So many.
I mean, you know what? The only thing that the revelation I came to a few weeks back watching, when we played Man City.
Yeah.
There's a style of play that maybe I don't understand that some of these other guys are hip on, that, I mean, crossing it into the box like Man City does it. They cross it into like to Sterling. Liverpool crosses it into Jota. I mean, it's not, I guess, not necessarily that there's small guys in the box and why are you crossing it to just small guys? But there's something about our play that just doesn't really like line up with trying to throw crosses into.
The difference is with those teams, everything is quicker.
So much quicker.
Everything is quicker. The passing is quicker. The movement's quicker. Everybody's on the same page. Whereas with us, everything is kind of like stop and go. We're trying to figure it out. You know, people are still thinking out there. They're not just playing. And the development of it is so slow. It's like, okay, here comes the cross. Whereas they're moving things quicker. And a lot of times, like with Man City, they're really trying to break you down in the, through the middle. They'll take the cross, but they usually try to get to the byline. And it's quicker, Everything is quicker.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, it's like, here we go.
I mean, I see a little bit of that building up with this. I was watching Odegaard and Saka down on the right, and Tierney and ESR down on the left a little bit. And I mean, they seem to all be trying to kind of. I tell you what, the movement is so much better 1 year later. Like this time last year.
I guess.
Well, I guess. I mean, it just is. We're just not as. We're just. I don't know. The Aubameyang ball was just slow, and sit back and watch Aubameyang try to do something, and while nobody else is really moving, and everybody seems to continue to move. Odegaard and Saka were trying to cut in and out of each other and trying to just move around, and Cedric even getting involved with that too. But I mean,
no, there's nothing going on in the middle of the pitch as far as the 1-2s. Odegaard, he really doesn't. It doesn't seem like he likes to operate there. He was out there a lot with Saka on that right hand side.
He kind of likes it down the side a little bit,
but through the middle. And that's something that can come.
Partey's got the middle. Got it. He got it.
But yeah, he's playing deeper than Xhaka now. You saw Xhaka. Xhaka was in the box.
Just tell him to come up. Just tell him to come on up. He'll come. He will come, dog.
Never seen a shot he didn't like. Partey. Smith Rowe scores the first goal early in the second half. What I like about Smith Rowe in his game is he doesn't settle for the cross. He doesn't just, play around out there. He's real aggressive. He'll dribble with the ball and he'll cut in and try to put a shot in on goal. He doesn't settle for a lot of, okay, well, let me just cross this in the box because this is what I'm supposed to do because I'm here. He's the only one I see who kind of gets it. He's the only one, him and Saka. But to me, Saka, he's getting a little greedy, which is cool. You want your stars to be aggressive and go for it and try to put their stamp on the game. But to me, ESR is just smoother with it. Like he understands, like, okay, I need to make something happen. Let me make something happen. And it's not going to be just a little shitty cross in the box. I'm going to actually try to do something.
Mm-hmm. And, part of understanding your athletic ability is sizing up a guy and knowing, if I go to this move, I'm about 90% sure I get by him, and I just think his assessment of what he can do is very on point. Like he knows, because, when you were talking about the crosses earlier, the one cross that I kept picturing, the few crosses I kept picturing is that when ESR decides he's going to try to get by somebody to the baseline, he gets all the way down to the touch line, and then he does like that little hard half cross from a little closer. And those are effective, because you've penetrated, you got the defense turning around, they got their backs to everything. And those are the ones that even Laka likes to snap up and jump on when the cross comes in and stuff like that.
Yeah,
those crosses are beautiful, and if we can penetrate and hurt a defense that way, and then throw little crosses in and stuff like that, I don't have a problem with that.
No,
but like you said, it's the whole little all right, everybody, are you lying? Everybody's got their position. Okay, here it comes. Like we don't have anybody dominating in the air that can do that. So ESR's movement is excellent. And it's all, like I always say, it's very direct. I love the way he makes one decision. All right, I'm going to fake left, cut inside you, and then I'm letting it go.
And when you watch him throughout the game, he makes a lot of nice runs.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really seem to be, catching him right now. But very intelligent player, maturing nicely. gaining confidence and finishing.
Yeah.
He's finishing. He's a midfielder, and he's getting a lot of goals, and that's always tremendous. And if we can find a striker who can, get us 20 a season along with him and Saka, hey, shit, who knows? The second goal, Saka, beautiful.
Yeah.
I knew when he shot, I was like, he gonna make that. You know what I mean? He's becoming one of those guys, like kind of how Rooney was, when he saw he's gonna make it. But the thing I noticed on that one is Laka is never where he needs to be. That's why I complain about the crosses. But check this out. On that play, on that goal to Saka, who did the dirty work? Who made the tackle?
Right?
It's Laka. You know what I mean? It's the little itty bitty tiny things that, if you don't think about it, it gets swept up in the goal. Like, oh my gosh, they got him on the break. Saka gets it. He scores a goal. But it's like, Laka was in there doing the dirty work. And you got to give him credit,
I think it's one of those things. It's just like I don't think viewers will ever appreciate him as much as his teammates do.
Right.
His teammates know how hard Laka goes out there and works, and they know like the occasional times when a ball falls to their feet and they got a chance to shoot on goal and they realize it's because Laka just screened somebody off and got all in the way of the dude. Even though Laka knew I'm not going to win this header.
That's a good
point.
But
I got to go body him up and just be a nuisance, and maybe something happens out of this, and something did. Exactly. It failed to Saka, and boom.
Nice execution of a fast break counterattack. You know what I mean? It was just boom, 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 and Saka finished it.
When you mentioned Saka, you were talking earlier. You said Saka and how aggressive he seems to kind of be getting lately,
especially in the first half. He was shooting more. He was doing all kind of shit. And you're just like, hey.
So the only thing that, on that shot, as when he lined it up, I mean, it looked like it was there, except he loves that, preferred left foot, and it looked like, man, I don't know, this angle looks, I don't know if he can, but he put a boot through it.
Yeah,
he slammed it hard, like he chose the right shot to get it there,
right,
and it went off the post and in, and boom, it was beautiful. But I loved how hard he hit it.
He had to, because of the angle and the foot he was trying to. It's just like, when you play FIFA, you gotta hit it a little. You gotta hit it a little harder.
I love to see him starting to dial it in now. Like, okay, I need finesse shot on this one. I need, I got to go hard with this one. I'm gonna go nutmeg on the defender this time. So I mean, I love the decision making.
Even Smith Rowe.
My favorite thing about our young guys, they're footballers. They're smart footballers. They understand the game. They know what they're doing. Let's just put the pieces around these guys. Just make sure.
And when you to just go back to ESR, even the way he took his shot, he didn't try to kill it. He just tried to get it in there. He knew he knew the keeper really couldn't see it coming. And he just, passed it into the bottom right-hand corner. So
and he still had to wind it through there.
Yeah,
and he kind of put a little toe poke on it. Which was kind of classy, because I was like, well, how's he going to get it through there? Oh, he poked it through.
So, Laka struggling as a striker, but not as a central defensive midfielder, which is what I wanted to ask you right quick. Martinelli down the middle? Like, we can't even do that now because he made Laka captain. But
I'm going to go with the cliche thing. It's a good problem to have. We got all these kind of attacking options up top.
It would be nice to see Martinelli, ESR, and Saka as that little triad up top. To me,
I'm going to revert back to my kind of,
but
my old sensibility coaching standards, and I would say right now, until Laka on the pitch doesn't give us a favorable result, it's still Laka.
Well, yeah. It's going to be. This is wishful thinking on my part. Even Pepe, I wouldn't mind seeing him playing down the middle.
I'm hearing more chatter about it, a little bit more and more, but I still say even when it's not Laka, then we go to Nketiah. He deserves his run too, man. I mean, we can't get rid of every striking option, and then when Laka maybe is going to get benched,
you're right.
Don't even go to him. You have to go to Nketiah.
He never got a shot, and the majority, he scores a lot of goals in the the Caribou Cup. I wouldn't. I still would go ahead.
I know the equation you're trying to figure out is like, Martinelli, ESR, Saka, Odegaard. How can we get all these guys kind of out there at once? Or,
we just need somebody playing down the middle who's going to be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. And to me, Laka is too busy doing the dirty work to be where he needs to be. And we need somebody playing down the middle that's going to be able to make that run to get behind that back line, especially with somebody like Odegaard, who is, clearly a guy who will pick out a pass. He's got his head up. He's looking for shit. He's moving around. And Laka's not making that run. He's not doing the little things. So I think Odegaard is, he's like, well, fuck it. I guess I'll just pass it over here to Saka. You know what I mean? There's nothing happening over there. So that's why I just want to see Martinelli, because he's electrifying to me. Play that spot with everybody, with the kids. I guess I just want to see the future now, basically.
Yeah. They had that rumor like I don't know, back over the summer that they were training him at the number 9. I thought it was a good idea. A lot of it had to do with the fact that I was already kind of not sold on Aubrey anymore, but.
Well, it could be a situation where his hold-up play isn't really that good. Martinelli, he hasn't developed that, that's grown man shit, back, post up and, do all that. Whereas Laka gives you that. That was probably Abba's
I was just going to say, even a Martinelli or a Pepe, it's 6 in one, half dozen in the other. Neither one of those guys are going to go and challenge that big ass center back that he challenged to allow Saka to get that ball to go over.
Right. They don't. Yeah, that's not the way they play.
And Nketiah might run over there and try to jump with dude and just try to get in the way and stuff, just because he kind of has striker right. Instincts and stuff. But
he attacks balls in the air. You would think.
The only thing about the Nketiah thing I like that I just like the feel of is just. He kind of plays like these young guys. He likes to cross and make a run and try to tap with, passes and all that kind of stuff. He likes that game. And I think he will attack a cross better than Laka.
Yes.
He'll go after a cross and try to get ahead on it a little bit.
And he's got a knack for scoring dirty goals, poaching goals.
Yes.
He's got a knack for that. And sometimes you need that, Sometimes you need that. Enough of that. Let's see. Another thing, Cedric. Me and you have been Cedric's fine. He's a solid footballer, a nice backup. And he's people have been going, really raving about him lately, but he's playing like he always plays to me,
I just don't understand.
And he's our backup. He's doing fine. He's the backup right back.
That's my whole point. He's the backup. I don't even understand why you gotta put so much focus on the backup when clearly he's just here to fill in a spot. Number one,
he's doing.
But number
fine.
2, let's stop acting oh my God, it's dreadful when he's out there because I'll just point out this time, it's right about this time last year, Cedric had been playing and was playing good because we were all happy that he was replacing Bellerin. Bellerin got cold. He got left out in the cold.
I was, for sure.
Me too.
No, I know.
But Bellerin got left out in the cold for 7-8 games in a row, and Cedric started all of them, and he was playing fine. He looked fine. And out of a complete mystery, Arteta dropped him.
Yeah.
And he dropped him for months. I didn't see Cedric for like 3. I mean, I bet you guys, if you look back, if you go listen to an old show back in last June, you'll hear me talking about, hey, what happened to Cedric? Where is he?
Right.
He was playing fine in Arteta. So whatever. But he gets dropped for a long time. When he finally comes back, I guess he had a bad game. Other people say it was awful. I didn't realize that his game was as bad. Like the rest of the crowd, like convinced me that he must have had a bad. Well, it was like his first game back, maybe a month ago or a month and a half ago.
Right?
When he finally, and everybody, I can't believe it. We got to do something about him. And I was like,
it's either.
I didn't know he played that bad, but
he always plays the same way, dude.
He's
always.
The same.
He's a solid professional right back who's a nice backup for Tomiyasu. And he filled in nicely, and he's been doing the same. Well, what do you expect? Him to come out there and be like Cafu and shit and bombing up. He's doing fine. A lot of his corners, a lot of people that are hyping him up, I was just like, well, his corners were shitty in the first half. You know what I mean? He didn't really connect on anybody. But he's fine. No big deal. When Tomiyasu's fully fit, he ain't gonna be playing. So all that Cedric, oh my gosh, the penny is finally dropped on. It just stop. Just relax.
And Chambers is gone, right?
Yeah,
they got rid of Chambers, and they do have the other option that they have played Ben White out there and put Holding in the middle with Gabriel. If you want to keep playing that game, you can try that, Arteta. But you know what? You have it right back on your squad. So play Cedric, and everybody be quiet about it. Like just deal with the fact that he's our right back.
Right.
Unless you want to throw Nuno over there, like you said a few weeks back. Like
peaks and valleys. Just everybody. Everybody's on a high for Cedric now, but what's coming. Right. Because he's not a starting right back. There's gonna be a valley. Yeah. And then everybody, oh my God, he shows shit. What's he doing out there? Anyway, enough. The Xhaka not wanting the captaincy was, it was funny to me. Just like shit. I don't want that. Last time I had that, I was flipping fools off and telling everybody about, what I mean? For me, I was looking at it from his perspective. Like, that's smart. Like, I wouldn't want that motherfucker either. Like, nah, give it to somebody else. But he's not the vice captain. Tyranny is. No big deal. And here we go, back to Arsenal Twitter and the back and forth and the crying and the ridiculous scenarios that they build up to go back and forth about is just ridiculous. Like, who gives a shit? Yeah. Tyranny got it.
Yeah.
Xhaka knew he wasn't the vice captain. What are you giving it to me for? Is what he's saying. Like,
I mean, I'm just gonna say this.
Go ahead.
Xhaka, he can avoid all that, right?
How?
He can avoid all that by it, even if it needs to go to Tierney.
Take it and give it to him.
This kid just came off the pitch. He just came onto the pitch. He's handed it to, for the last 2.5 years, the guy he's probably always handed it to. Here, Xhaka, you're the fucking captain now.
So Xhaka's taking it and
all
give it
I'm
to
saying
Tierney.
is he can just take it and just go here, Kieran, just take the thing and we're moving on. He refused it twice.
But
then a third time. You are a drama queen.
Right.
I'm not saying that he tried to make a big thing. There's something about his personality that's just completely twisted. I'm going to tell you where my head went because the chatter started up again. Mourinho's in his head. He's been talking to Mourinho. Mourinho's telling him, you just be as, because he just signed a contract with Arsenal.
Right.
Mourinho wants him though. So Mourinho's telling him, go ahead, man. You're going to be a little bit of an asshole at times if you have to. We're going to get you out of there. We're going to get you out of there. And yes, folks, this is the voice of a person that's sick of Xhaka. Okay? I'm sorry.
I thought he played pretty good yesterday.
I'm not going to talk about his play. I'm talking about this man's personality and what's wrong with his head.
He's a square, dude.
If you're a leader on the squad, take it from the kid and just hand it to Tierney and just move on and just be done with it.
He's a square. He's one of those guys that's, oh my gosh, right by the book. I'm not allowed to touch that. I'm not captain. You should know this.
I mean, running away from it.
You should
know. Here comes
this.
the Hey, he turned around like, no.
And Kethi was probably like, Kitty was like, I don't want to run all the way to fucking tyranny because I'm a striker. I gotta
Hey,
be up
you
here.
on the way, dog? Take it.
Right. And that's probably what he. No, can't touch it.
I'm saying too much. I'm probably being crazy about the whole
that's a
thing
good
because
point.
I really do feel like
That's a
you're
good
saying
point.
like it's really shouldn't have been a big deal. I think he made it a big deal. It's him that makes it a big deal.
Yeah, he's. Oh my gosh, can't touch it.
What are you doing, dude? You know
Hey.
the line of order. I'm not next in line, buddy.
I'm not the vice captain, and you should know this, buddy. You give it to him. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those guys. It's
Yeah.
But no, that's a good point. I didn't think about. I just thought it was. I just thought the reaction to it was ridiculous. I could give two shits about everything. Really.
Yeah. and you remember, like I think our last show, I was talking about how everybody takes the whole captaincy thing just kind of too crazy anyway.
Well, yeah, that's how.
Even if the team considers it very serious or something, that's fine. That's within the team. But the way the fans act, like this is something that has hurt them. Like,
well,
dude, this got nothing to do with you guys that are sitting in the crowd or watching on TV. Like
everybody's holding on too tight, dude.
Just so
everybody's holding on too tight, and it's like it's no big deal. It really isn't. So yeah. What? So I like that. Who was your? I'm gonna ask you who was your standout, and then I'm gonna do that every week till the season ends. Can we get top 4? But who was your standout yesterday?
It was so weird to me, man, because I had a tendency to want to say Odegaard played the best game.
Okay,
but I think I'm going to agree with ESR.
ESR, you think? Okay.
I think ESR probably was the standout.
He scored the goal. He made it happen. He was, nice little
busted
move.
our cherry, got us going.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with. I thought Ben White was the standout to me.
Okay.
I thought Ben White. He's looking more and more smooth and confident. He's a smooth motherfucker, dude. He's the flock of seagulls. He's got the hair. He got a neck tattoo like your boy Gabriel. but I just thought the way he handled himself and him defending was to me the standout. Wasn't a lot of shit jumping off in the first half. Odegaard to me, he did. He played a good game. He didn't play bad, but it wasn't like, oh shit. To me, I'm a little, but I'm gonna give it to Ben White. I thought he played.
I like that. I like that.
I thought he played really well.
Honestly, didn't even consider it, but when I start thinking about some of that game, yes, and like you said, smooth is a good description.
Smooth.
I love like when he decides to okay, I'm going to step up past this defender. Yeah. It's not all frantic and out of control. He just kind of slides by the guy, keeps his head up, looks for who I can pass it to. Like, exactly. I like him. I really do like the game.
Composure is still a thing. Look, I said we was getting ready, and the composure is still a thing we haven't really addressed as a team as far as Arteta getting his point across. Ramsdale looked a little spazzy at times. Gabriel with that dumbass yellow late, up 2-0. That's a bad challenge, and it's no big deal because it was just a yellow card and nothing really happened, although they still scored a goal later on. That's the kind of young player mentality shit. You know what I mean? A veteran, a grizzled veteran is gonna just be focused on his positioning, clearing shit, staying in the right spot, not pushing too high up, and just making sure with 10 minutes left in the game, we smoothly control this and get out of here with a clean sheet. And flying in and making challenges like that just shows that the composure, the teaching, the manager pulling him aside and having these conversations with him. Hey, you got to calm down late in the game.
Yeah,
you have to. Because if he got a dumb yellow in the first half and then he makes that, and he still would have made that challenge, even if he had a yellow, because that's what's been going on.
Yeah.
So that needs to be addressed.
I think the young back line, including Ramsdale, just like kids can be, I think they're a little wrapped up in the clean sheet thing. Like they got a lot of pride, and that's great. I love that they go after it and they want their clean sheets. But priority-wise, late in the game, the worst thing that can happen is for the game to get, brought to 2-1 or down a man or something. Priority is win the game. Second priority could be clean sheet.
Right? Yeah, totally. The whereas you look at Tyranny, composure.
Yeah,
like he's getting that grizzled veteran. I know what the hell I'm doing.
I mean, he really rarely makes a mistake. That guy, I tell you.
On both ends, going forward and playing and back. All right, so here we go. This is going to be every show from now on, every podcast. I'm going to ask you this at the end. Can we get top 4? Yes. Or excuse me, will we get it?
That's such a harder question.
Of course we can.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say we will get it, and it's gonna go down to the last day. And I'll add this also. What you said something earlier about at the end of the season we can decide about what we thought about how Arteta handled everything. Blah blah blah.
Right.
I don't know if it's Arteta's fault or Edu's fault or the club's fault that we're thin. But I'll just say that the thinness is almost going to give me a pass that if he doesn't get 4, as long as we get Europa 7, then I guess that's the message the club's sending to me, because you didn't give him enough to secure top 4. You gave him enough to just have a fighting chance. We got a fighting chance at it.
Yeah. I'm going to say I don't think we can. I've changed my mind. Last week I said last week I said we will get top 4. This week I don't think we will, and it's just because of the teams we still have to play. And the thing with Arsenal and this Arteta's Arsenal is we don't beat teams around us, good teams around us. We're kind of bottom feeders right now, and we still got Man U. We still got Chelsea. We still got Liverpool. We still got Tottenham. We got Wolves on Thursday, which is, it's Wolves. We can beat Wolves. Shit. It's going to always be a struggle. We got Leicester City. So there's to me, it's just too many tough games. And the whole thing of, hey, we're only playing once a week. That's getting ready to change with all the games in hand. Yeah. We got a game on Thursday against Wolves, and then we play Watford on Sunday. So it's already basically starting. And so right now, I don't think we will get it.
All right, cool. Way to ruin the rest of my weekend. All right, that's going to be a wrap. No, I'm just joking. It's very good points. Very good points.
I'm not going to be mad if we don't get it either.
Which I'll tie in the thinness to it then too. And I guess the only thing I'll add to that is just I think everybody, even though it's tasty and we can see it and it's in our sights right now, we should be realistic, and top 4 probably wasn't the goal this year.
Based on all the
top
moves.
7 was the goal. Top 7 was the goal. Top 4 was wing and a prayer, I hope.
Based on the moves,
Chelsea and Man U aren't playing as good as normal or as we expected, I would say, or else we wouldn't even be breathing top 4 right now. But
based on the moves that we made, top 4 wasn't the goal. And I just said, I don't think we'll get it, and I'm not going to be disappointed because of what you said. We didn't really go for it in January.
Mm-hmm.
The writing was on the wall that, hey, if we get it, cool. If not, we cleaned out our wage bill. Oh gosh, we got lots of money now.
Yeah.
So
I'll be closing my DMs. I don't want to hear any of you people talking about the fact that we don't support our club now. Okay. All right. We're just realistic people.
Right. If you're realistic or you disagree, that means you hate Arsenal and you're not a true fan. So that's the world we live in.
You're not canceling me, buddy. You're not canceling me.
And all I can say is it's whatever. Kiss my ass. Now I'm playing. All right, that's gonna do it. Thursday against Wolves. We'll see you then.
Peace.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you for tuning into Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Gunnar Rush, and at eMarshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.